What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a quick video showing you guys Septor. So as I stated in the intro of the video, I want to show you guys Septor, and this is a Linux distribution that I thought was super cool and I really wanted to check it out. Now I haven't played around with this distribution at all. I haven't touched it in any way, but based on what I saw, it uses the KDE Plasma desktop environment and it's based on Debian. So let's go on and go over to the Distro watch page so we can check it out and see what it's all about. Okay, cool. So I'm at Distro Watch, and this is Septor, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm pretty sure that's the way you say it. Sept and then Tor at the end of it, which I thought was super cool. That's what made it interesting to me. It's basically includes Tor technologies. So let's read a little bit about it. It basically, the OS type is Linux. Obviously, it's based on Debian testing. The origin is Serbia, and the architecture is x86-64. The desktop environment, that's the default desktop environment, is KDE Plasma. The category, desktop, live media, privacy. And then the status is active, and its current popularity is 66. So out of that list of 100 top distributions, it's number 66, and I believe it's rising as well. So it says Septor is a Linux distribution which provides users with a pre-configured computing environment for surfing the internet anonymously. It is based on Debian testing branch, and it uses Privacy and privacy enhancing proxy together with the Tor anonymity network to modify web page data in HTTP headers before the page is rendered by the browser. The distribution uses KDE Plasma and as the preferred desktop environment, and it also includes a Tor browser and OnionShare for anonymous file sharing, which I did a video on OnionShare a while back, so check that out if you guys want to see how to actually get OnionShare set up. But that's a super cool application that allows you to share files anonymously over the web. But one thing that stood out to me about this distribution is the privacy aspect. You guys know that I'm real big on privacy. That's one of the main reasons I use Linux, because of the privacy aspect. You don't have to worry about Windows, how it snoops on you, sends telemetry data back to Microsoft servers. This OS, it uses Tor for pretty much everything. Okay, so let me go on and go to their website right fast. As you can see, this is what it is. It's Septor.sourceforge.io, and that's what I already have open right here. But Septor, Debian, KDE Plasma, Tor technologies. And then we can read a little more down here. This is the latest release. It's 21.3. And then it says Septor Linux is an operating system that provides users with a perfect computing environment for surfing the internet anonymously. Septor provides users with the stability and reliable distribution that is based on Debian, GNU Linux, and works on a wide range of computers. Distribution featuring a customized KDE Plasma desktop and Tor technologies. And then it comes with Linux kernel 5.10.0-4, Plasma 5.20.5, software managers, Synaptic and DebiTool, Internet, Tor browser, Thunderbird, Qtox Hex Chats, Quiet RSS, and OnionShare, and then a lot of utilities are included as well. It also comes with one of my favorite tools for editing pictures and everything, which is GIMP. It's basically the equivalent to Adobe Photoshop. And then it also has VLC, K3B, Elisa, and then it also has some basic office tools like LibreOffice, Contacts, K-Organizer, pretty much the KDE tools that you can use as far as office applications. And then they do have some screenshots down here, but we're gonna see it once I install it. But that gives you an overview of what Septor is all about. So let's go on and get over to my virtual machine so we can get this thing installed and we can bring it up and I can show you guys what it's all about. Okay, cool. So I'm booted up into my virtual machine. I basically built a virtual machine. It has 2 processing cores. It has 8 gigabytes of memory just in case. But I'm running this thing on Proxmox. This is the boot menu, and as you can see, you have 3 options. Well, actually 4 options. You have live. You can boot into the live ISO. You can do live failsafe. They have a graphical install, and then they have the base install right there. And I believe it's nothing there. Yeah, nothing under there. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's those 4 options that you have when you pop up to the boot menu. Now let's go on and go through the graphical install. That's the easiest way to actually install it. You can go in and actually view the desktop environment and all that stuff, but I'm gonna just go through the graphical install. And this is my first time actually touching Septor, so I don't know what it's gonna do. So we're going through this thing together. Okay, cool. So the first thing that pops up, it basically asks you to select your language. So just select whatever language applies to you. I'm gonna do English, and let's hit continue. And then it says location. Select your location. I'm gonna do United States. Just select whatever applies to you, and then let's press continue. And then this is your keyboard map. So I'm gonna do American English. Select whatever applies to you as well. And then now it's going to go through and actually try to install a media, or basically load all the installer components. And then it's going to go through and configure the network. It's already connected to the internet, so we're good to go there. And let's wait for this thing to finish, but it's basically pulling the IP address and all that stuff. And then we should get into actually setting up the hard drives, but I guess not. They want you to set up the root account. So I'm gonna go down and put in a super strong password, and let's type it in again, and just go down and hit continue. And then we could put our full name of the user account. I'm gonna just put Josh. That's the user account I'm gonna use. And then okay, yeah, so that was your full name, and then this will be the account name right here. So Josh is fine for me. And then let's go down and type in a password for that account. So the previous section was the root account. This is the account that it will create. So let's go down and hit continue there. Setting up the clock. Let's go through this whole thing together. It shouldn't take too long. This is a very simple installer. All you have to do is go through and kind of follow it. It's not hard. So I'm gonna select Pacific for my time zone. And then now it's gonna go into the disk partitioning and all that stuff. So it's going on in. I'm gonna use the guided use entire disk, but they do have these other options for you. So guided use entire disk and set up LVM. If you want to use logical volumes, then there you go. It has that option, and then you can also encrypt using LVM as well. And then you can also go in and manually partition your drives for you and set it up how you want to. Like sometimes people like to put their home directory on its own separate partition. Then that's a way to actually do it. So let's go down here, continue there, and then it's selecting the device. So we only have 1 hard drive in here, so gonna go down and roll with that. And cool, it comes up and allows you to actually separate the home partition, and then you also separate home for temp partitions. So you can have it put things on its own partition. What I'm gonna do is just all files on one partition, because this thing is gonna get deleted after this. So let's hit continue. There we go. So it basically creates a primary drive and then a logical drive for a swap. So, and they only gave it 1 gigs, which is good enough for what we're trying to do. So let's go down and hit continue. And then right here, it's just, are you sure? Just hit yes. And that'll write the changes to the hard drive. And let's press continue. Now it should start with the install. Yeah, there we go. So it's going through the install, and I'll actually be back with the system up and running. And while this thing is installing, I want to just go down and say welcome to all the new subscribers on my channel. I see I keep growing and growing, more every single day. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers. You know, that'll be my accomplishment that I'm trying to reach by the end of the year, or at least before the end of the year. That'll be super dope if that actually happens. But shout out to all you guys that are subscribing to my channel. I definitely appreciate you guys. And if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon. The link is down in the description of the video. So if you guys want to, you know, support the channel so I can continue creating this Linux content, then just go down and hit that link and go over to my Patreon. You can subscribe there. I also have my super chat down there if you want to send, you know, a couple dollars here and there or whatever, just to help me out. But definitely appreciate all you guys, and I'll be back when the install is complete. Now the installation is complete, but the last thing it needs to do is actually install the Grub bootloader on the primary drive. So I'm gonna go down and let it detect it and just hit continue, and it'll go down and install it on the right one. It should, or we can just click it, but that's the actual drive right there. It allows you to actually select it, so that's cool. But I'll wait until it's finished. I'll be back when the actual system is booted up. Okay, cool. So the installation is completely done. I'll be back when the desktop actually comes up. I just wanted to at least show you guys what it looks like when it actually finishes. It says finish this installation. Installation is complete, so it's time to boot into your new system. And then also says make sure you remove the installation media so that you boot into the new system rather than restarting the installation. So let's go down here, continue, and we'll wait for this thing to actually boot up. Okay, cool. So this is the login screen. I just wanted to show you guys what it actually looks like. It's basically that KDE Plasma look. So let's go down and log into it. I'm gonna adjust the display resolution once I get into it, but we can go through this thing and actually check it out, you know, and see what it's all about. All right, cool. So we are booted into the system. I got the display settings, you know, set up, and this is KDE Plasma. So as you can see, you know, it's super clean desktop environment. I really like this desktop environment, but it is a little heavy on the resources based on, you know, what I've always seen and from me using KDE Plasma in the past. But let's walk through the desktop environment. On the right hand side, you'll see that it has the time. So if we click on that, probably open up the calendar. Yes, cool. And then you can right click on it and actually go into it and adjust the date, time, set time format, you know, configure the digital clock if you want to. Right here is some hidden notifications. If you want to, you know, open it up, it says status and notifications, KDE organizer, reminder daemon, notifications, clipboard, you know, battery and brightness, KDE connect, so you can connect phones to your system. Right here is the volume control, so you can play around with that if you need to. Then you have your network settings, so it's very simple. You know, you can go through and modify this if you need to. And what I did was left click on it first to bring this up, and then if you click off of it and then go back to it, right click, that'll actually open up the network connection settings, so you can go through and add whatever settings that you want. And this is basically the system settings, and I'll go through this a little bit later, but I like how it has this glow around it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's super cool. You know, the actual theme and everything that's, you know, tied to the actual desktop environment is super cool. Now the keyboard layout, I'm assuming you can go in and change this if you need to. Yeah, you could change it, but right now it's set to US, which is what we wanted. Then you have your devices that are connected. So if you have devices, that'll control all your devices that are connected to the system, like USB drives, all that good stuff. And super cool how they had a weather right here, this little widget, you know, that's cool right there, and it has a lot of information in there, you know, forecasting information, all that good stuff. And then the actual temperature outside, so, and then it gives you a little bit of information on it, you know what I'm saying. And this is New York right now, so you could change it if you need to reflect where you're located. So, and then right here is your different desktops. So you have 4 different desktops by default. That's cool. You don't have to go in and modify it. They give you the default of 4, so that's super cool. and you guys already know how to use that. So like if you open up an application here or something, let's say you want to open up settings over here, so let's wait for that to pop up, but we can go to another desktop and actually open up something else. So super cool to actually have that feature, and that's all, pretty much all Linux desktop environments have the multiple desktops, so super cool. But I'm glad I was able to, or I went in and went to that. But this is how you change the wallpapers. Basically all I did was right click on the desktop, and then they have all these super cool wallpapers in here, already in here. And I might steal a few for my desktop environment, but that's super cool. But they have some mouse settings, you know, mouse actions, this the layout, you know, wallpaper type, scale, crop, you know, all that stuff. And then like I said, the mouse actions, and then about right here. So desktop 3.0, a clean and simple layout. So super cool right there. Let's go down and close that. But now let's go to the start menu, or the start button. As you can see, it comes with the Tor browser right off the back, but this is how you get into the system settings. Just clicking on system settings. They have a lot of information in here, or a lot of things you can actually change. And if you're familiar with KDE Plasma, then this is something, you know, you're very familiar with, that you'll be able to, you know, just switch over to this distribution and keep it rolling the same way. You know what I'm saying? Copy over your home directory with all your settings and you'll be good to go. But they have global themes, plasma style, you know, and this basically all your settings, workspaces, personalization, network settings, input devices down here, hardware, display, audio. So all your system settings is in there, and if you need to search, there was a search button there, so you can search up for whatever you want. But just to go through some of the favorites, this is what's in the favorites, and they put this in here by default. As you see, root Dolphin, Synaptic Package Manager. Dolphin is the file manager on the system, and let's see what version it is just to open it up right fast. Let's go help. Let's go to about Dolphin and 20.12.2. So good to go. Let's go on and close that though. But then KSysGuard, Guard, this is system monitor. So really like that one. You know, it gives you all that information, all the information you want to see about the system as far as just monitoring it and everything. The CPU history, memory swap, and network settings right there, or history right there, so it tracks all that. Good to go. But it comes with console as the terminal by default, just like any other Plasma desktop environment. VLC, you know, that's one of my favorite music players, so it's good to see that there. But then Tor browser, so we got that there. Kate, you know, advanced text editor, and let me open that up for anybody that hasn't seen it before. If you're interested in Plasma, it's kind of what it comes with. And then let's go down a little further. But Thunderbird is the mail client, and I really like Thunderbird because of all the extra features you can add to it, you know. So, and then we can go to applications, and that'll show us pretty much everything. Now I want to click on internet, or click on, yeah, you can open up whatever you want when it under there, but they have all the internet stuff broken out in its own little category under internet. Hex chat, let me read a couple of them in there. So Hex chat, KDE Connect, Onion Share, like I said, QTalks, Quite RSS or Quite RSS, Thunderbird, and Tor browser. And then I skipped one, but we have under graphics, we have GIMP, which is my favorite, and then we have Gwen View, K Color Chooser, Ocular, Scanlight, and Spectacle, and they do have some more applications. Let's see what this is. Okay, Color. Okay, got it. But multimedia, you know, Eliza, I'm sorry, GVC video viewer, K3B for disk burning. Don't know many people with a disk drive no more. They pretty much have stopped putting them in laptops. where you can burn things to a CD, but I still have one that I plug in, you know, in case I ever need it, because I do have like a lot of files on CD drives or CDs that I've written in the past, like backups of stuff. So that's there if you need it, you know what I'm saying. K-Mix, Pulse Audio, VLC, and Baku Screen, I don't even know what that is. Science and Math. So this is all part of the Libre suite, so to speak. They always have a science and math category where LibreOffice Math is there. So formula editor, settings, then system settings right here. So they do have, you know, all these different tools. So Debian tool, Dolphin ISO writer, KDE partition manager, K-Info Center. Actually, let's click on that right fast and just open it up right fast. But there we go. Septor 21.3, and then KDE Plasma framework. And then I want to look at and see the kernel version, which is 5.10.0-6-AMD64. So that's the kernel version, and that's pretty much all I want to show you guys there. But they do have, you know, an option to see a lot more information about your system. But let's go down and close that and go back to the start menu under applications, and then I think we were under systems, and that's pretty much all I want to show you guys under there. And then utilities, I'm sorry I clicked on the wrong one, but utilities, so it has archiving tool, good to see that, kcalc. So pretty much this system has everything you need to get up and running, you know, once you install it with the base installation of the actual distribution. So go on and check this thing out. I really like the way it looks. I expect you guys to, you know, test it out in a virtual machine, man, and see if you actually like this distribution, especially if you're a KDE fan. I'm not really a KDE fan. I typically like XFCE, but this is a clean desktop environment, and based on what it's saying, you know, it's everything. They trying to focus on privacy when it comes to this thing. So it's super cool that there are distributions that focus on that, and I hope you guys check this one out for yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave comments down in the comment boxes below, and of course, keep it techie.